Hey guys, welcome back. So I have got my January favorites here for you today. So what I like to do in these videos is quickly mention overall Friday favorites, and then you can kind of find more info about those particular products in past Friday favorites where I originally mentioned those products. And then I have some other makeup-y things, and then I, mention various things. So either maybe hair care, skin care, more makeup stuff, fashion, home, for sure books. So I've got a couple of makeup-y things, a skincare thing, some book-related things, and then books. So yeah, got some good things to share with you today. So if you are new here, my name is Leslie. Welcome. I love to do favorites videos, new at the drugstore, get ready with me's, reviews, empties, just a lot of fun stuff here on my channel. So if you're new, I would love it if you hit that subscribe button and stuck around for a while. I'd love to have you here on my channel. So yeah, we were chatting about January favorites, so let's get to it. Okay, so for overall Friday favorites, let me grab all the things here. So first off, for eyes, I have several different things. I love this Laura Geller Just Swipe eyeshadow 3-piece kit. These are so good. Nice formula, easy to work with and blend, but they wear really well. The shimmery golden shade, which is champagne metallic, is my favorite. This is absolutely gorgeous. I mean, it just looks so shimmery and beautiful on the lid. Check out the Friday favorites where I originally mentioned it because you can see it on me. And this came in a little set from QVC. I love their sets, and I love Laura Geller's line. She just makes good makeup, so I love that. The CoverGirl Clean Color eyeshadow palettes, but specifically in shimmering beige. This is what I have on my eyes right now. It's a really pretty cool tone palette. I've said this before, it kind of like reminds me of what I've always wanted shimmering sands to be. This is like the more pigmented version of that, in my opinion. It's just good. It's a great formula. Really like those. Oh my goodness. I am obsessed with these Ulta Beauty Lustrous Foil eyeshadows. If you're like me and you love a sparkly metallic lid that just kind of, light catching, melted metal, but like shimmery and just an amazing eyelid look, I think you would love these. They are so good. My favorite is Silverleaf, which last time I looked, I couldn't find this on their website. So I don't know, Silverleaf, love that. I also have Rose Gold Leaf and then Pink Leaf. I don't think I've mentioned this one, but I really like that one too. But my two favorites are Silverleaf and Rose Gold Leaf. Ooh, so good. Blush favorite, I would say this ridiculously pigmented liquid blush. Go back to the Friday favorites where I mentioned this, and you'll see me do a swatch. It takes up like my whole hand, back of my hand almost. I have this on right now. I look very blushy today. This is a very pigmented blush. This is the Erinde. I got this on Amazon liquid blush, and this is in the shade 02 Cherry Blossom. So pretty. This is gonna be so fun for spring and summer. This is long wearing, great formula, blends really well, wears really well, but oh my goodness, it is very, very pigmented. Literally use like one tiny little dot. I'm telling you, one little tiny dot. The applicator on it is little, and that's good because, I mean, you don't want to get too much of this product or you will have it literally all over your face. It's just a little bit goes a long way with that. And then favorite lip combo, definitely what I'm wearing right now, which is LA Girl Perfect Precision Lip Liner in Sugar and Spice, beautiful brownie nude. Great formula on these. They're affordable. They're awesome. I love these little lip pencils from LA Girl. I really like LA Girl in general. They're just like good affordable makeup. And then Revlon Bare Affair, just one of their classic lipsticks. I think these are just so flattering on the lips. They're creamy and comfortable and a really good formula that just looks smooth and flattering on the lips, and it's just so low maintenance and good. It's just a good formula lipstick. So yeah, Bare Affair. Okay, now for some other makeup-y things. So I have been trying out new drugstore makeup, which I love to do. If you watch my channel, you know that I love trying out new drugstore makeup. So I've been trying some new things, and this is one of them, and I'm really liking this foundation. This is the Revlon Skin Caring Foundation. It says 5% squalene hyaluronic acid. This is the Illuminance skin caring foundation. So I tried multiple different colors and I landed on 205, which looking at this in the container, it looks too dark for me. But I feel like this color works well because I tried 2 colors lighter than this and they looked too light on me. This is the one that I have landed on for now, but this is a really pretty foundation. I think it just looks flattering on the skin. And it has this really beautiful skin-like look. It's not overly glowy or dewy. If you watch my channel, you know that I love the IT Cosmetics CC Cream. That is like my go-to. I have used it for years and years. I kind of compare everything to that because it's just my favorite CC Cream foundation type product. This reminds me of that, but like a thinner, lighter version of that, especially the way that it looks on the skin. So it's definitely a thinner formula than that, but the look on the skin is very similar, where it just looks like your skin. And also, a lot of times these kind of glowier foundations sit on top of the skin. At least that's what I find with me. They sit on top of my skin and then they don't wear well and they break down throughout the day. This seems to really kind of get into my skin and like just look like I'm not wearing makeup. You know what I mean? It doesn't have that makeup-y look on the skin where it's sitting on top. It kind of like melds into the skin. And then for how kind of glowy it is, it wears really well, which is very impressive to me because I've always found it kind of challenging, at least for me personally, to find a slightly dewier looking foundation that wears well on my combo oily skin, especially on my forehead. I do get shiny with this depending on the day because how oily my skin is varies depending on the day. But on oilier days, I do get oily on my forehead with this, but I don't find it breaking down and looking bad. But it doesn't like come off. It doesn't wear down throughout the day. It's just good. It's a really nice foundation. I'm liking it a lot. Then a concealer that I have been loving. I am so impressed with this. This is the Ofra Perfect Cover Concealer, and they did send this to me, so thank you to them. The Perfect Cover Concealer, it says a hydrating and smoothing concealer. It says smooth, conceal, and correct under eyes with this radiant, long-wearing formula that blends perfectly into skin with a natural finish. So I think I've really kind of decided this one is probably my favorite shade, which is light nude. But sometimes if I want a little bit more brightness under my eyes, I will mix in Fair Ivory. This one has kind of more of a pinky, peachy tone to it, so I really, really like this one. So this is what the packaging looks like. This is good. It is very full coverage, like you need very, very little. So that is something, this is what the applicator looks like, kind of a bendy doe foot applicator. That's one thing I would say with it is use very little. Because if you use too much, I don't think you're gonna like it unless you're used to very kind of thicker formula concealers. Because this is a thicker, full coverage formula. I mean, I think it's, I would say medium to full coverage. It's thicker, but it kind of reminds me of the IT Cosmetics Bye Bye Under Eye, but easier to work with. And I think more flattering looking under the eyes, because a lot of times these really full coverage, thicker formula concealers, I find that they kind of accentuate texture. They don't necessarily apply and blend as well. You definitely always want to use very, very little with them. So I think that's part of it, is just don't use too much product. So same thing with this, use very, very little product. But then it just looks so hydrating and forgiving on the under eyes, or really wherever you use it. It just looks really nice and smooth with great coverage. I'm very picky about a full coverage concealer for under the eyes, but this one I'm really liking. I just think it blends very well, looks flattering, and it's just a really good fuller coverage concealer. I'm impressed with it. I really, really like it. Radiant, I mean, I would say yes, it has a slight bit of a radiant look to it. It just doesn't look flat and matte, is kind of how I would describe it. It's, you know, really just not that flat, matte, dry look under the eyes. It's more on the hydrating side, forgiving, and really nice coverage. Okay, a skincare favorite that I've been loving. I've got the box, of course, because I keep boxes sometimes. This is the IT Cosmetics Confidence in a Cream Transforming Moisturizing Super Cream. So this one says the Anti-Aging Armour Rejuvenating Concentrate. So basically this is the Confidence in a Cream, but with like added anti-aging ingredients. I love the regular Confidence in a Cream, and this one seems honestly just very, very similar to me. I really don't notice a huge difference in the formula, but I've just been liking it because it's really nice and hydrating, so I love it for this time of year if you're just looking for a rich, hydrating moisturizer. This one's a great one. The original is great too. But then I love that it has these other ingredients. Like it says Anti-Aging Armour Rejuvenating Concentrate with ceramides, which, oh my goodness, if I would say that I have a recent skincare favorite ingredient, it would be ceramides. So hydrating and calming to the skin. I really feel like that's made a huge difference in just kind of the smoothness and hydration of my skin. Really liking ceramides. It also has niacinamide, hyaluronic acid, peptide, lipid complex, and squalene. All things I love in skincare, so you've got those things in there now. So yeah, just a really good hydrating, rich moisturizer that has those nice anti-aging ingredients. Okay, I've got some book-related things, and then I have books to go over. So some book-related things. I would say my newer, what are these called? Stickers for my Kindle. So I already had this one and this one. So I don't think there are any in this little collection I'll tell you about that look like that. Anyway, but this one, these are all from an Etsy sticker packet that I ordered, and you can choose like how many you want in the packet, and you can kind of like point out which ones you'd like to get in it. So it comes like this, and I don't even attach them to my Kindle. I just like put them, so I have a little clear back cover, and I just sort of like set them in there and then set my Kindle down into it. So they're not even on the Kindle, they're just like in there. So let me show you some of them. But they're like books and hearts and plants and cats, and that's just adorable. I just love it. So there's a little heart, there's flowers. This one says bookmarks are for quitters. That's adorable. Crazy book lady. Just one more chapter. And then hello, a girl in love with cats and books. They're just cute. I love them. So yeah, if you're looking for some stickers, you know, to attach to your Kindle or to attach to whatever, a book journal or whatever, or just like slide into your clear Kindle case. I really like these, so I will find the Etsy seller I bought them from and link them for you. And then I got some sweatshirts from my parents for Christmas, and they love it when I just like go hunting around online and then just send them links to things that I'm like, this is cute for like Christmas ideas. They love that because they're like, just tell us like what are some ideas for you. So I had sent them links to these different sweatshirts on Etsy. So this one says books and coffee plus more books. So cute. I'm typically size-wise, I mean, they're sweatshirts, so I mean, I would say whatever size sweatshirts you like to get and wear, but in regular shirts, I'm usually an extra small, but more often than not a small, and in sweatshirts, a lot of times I get a medium. That one I got a small, but then a lot of times I'll get a medium just to be like extra cozy and comfortable in them. This one has Chester hair on it, so don't mind that. But it says bookmarks are for quitters. It comes in different colors. I got the navy. This looks like a teacher sweatshirt to me, which I think is just really fun. So it is soft and comfortable, and I love the cheesy, you know, little graphic and saying to it, because I mean, this is no surprise. I don't mind cheesy. I like fun. I just like to have fun and smile. So yeah. And then this one has makeup on it, so don't mind that. And this one says bookworm, and I love this because it looks very collegiate. And it's got the pink writing on it, and I love the letters. So yeah, if you're just looking for like a very basic but cute one that says bookworm, I love this one. Very soft. They're all soft and comfortable, and I've been wearing them a ton. I love them. Okay, books. I'm gonna have to read some of these descriptions because it's really kind of ridiculous how quickly a book's premise like flies out of my head. I'll remember that I like it, but if they're similar, I will have a hard time remembering, like keeping them straight. You know what I mean? Like, which one was this one? So let me start with this one. So I've been really into the wintry, either mountains or snowy, or they get like snowed in somewhere. That's what I'm loving. I'm loving the seasonal snowy related thrillers. And I read several romance, but none of them were standouts. So I have all thrillers that that are standout favorites. So this one, I think it's marketed as a thriller, but really I think it's more fiction mystery. And I really do like this one. I think I gave it 4 stars. This is Breathless. Oh yeah, it is marketed as a thriller because it says a thriller. So it's about this girl that she is she's not an experienced mountain climber, but she has done a little bit with her ex-boyfriend, and she is going to be climbing this very high mountain with this very famous mountain climber. And if she can make it to the top with their group, he will let her do an interview with him. So that's kind of like the stakes, is she wants to make it to the top. But it says, when one climber dies in what everyone else assumes is a freak accident, she fears their expedition is in danger. And then like something else happens, and then they're stranded up on the mountain. And it says she's going to have to battle more than the elements in a harrowing fight for survival against a killer who is picking them off one by one. So reading that, it makes it sound like it's going to be like, like several of these other books where it's like that Agatha Christie, people keep being unalived and then like what's happening. Whereas this one was a lot more about kind of getting up the mountain and how that works and mountain climbing. And I was having to like look up names, and I really learned a lot about mountain climbing, which I found really interesting. So this one was more like it was not very fast moving. It was kind of more of a slow burn fiction, little bit of a mystery, but then at the end it got very thrilling. So the end part was thrilling for sure. And that one I was like really reading quickly. That part of it I was really reading quickly, but I still enjoyed the other parts of it. It was more like I learned more about mountain climbing, and oh my goodness, that sounds really treacherous. I really liked it though overall. So if you're looking for something like that that's kind of very snowy, and you don't mind something that, if you're not necessarily looking for like super fast-paced thriller, I think you would enjoy this one. And Alice Feeney Rock, Paper, Scissors, really enjoyed this one. I'm just gonna read the description because I don't want to try to like remember how to tell you. It says, think you know the person you married? Think again. Things have been wrong with Mr. and Mrs. Wright for a long time. Every anniversary, the couple exchanged traditional gifts, paper, cotton, pottery, tin, and each year Adam's wife writes him a letter that she never lets him read until now. Self-confessed workaholic and screenwriter Adam Wright has lived with face blindness his whole life. He can't recognize friends or family or even his own wife, and Amelia is sick of feeling unseen. When Adam and Amelia win a weekend away to Scotland, it might be just what their marriage needs. They both know this weekend will make or break their relationship, but they didn't randomly win this trip. One of them is lying, and someone doesn't want them to live happily ever after. 10 years of marriage, 10 years of secrets, and an anniversary they will never forget. So it's very kind of snowy. It's a little bit more slow moving, but there's just enough to kind of like keep you interested. Short chapters, which I love. So it's quick and easy to read, and there are twists in this. The twists I loved. They really shocked me. So I enjoyed that one a lot. Now, if you're like me and you like the Agatha Christie, like Daisy Darker, kind of people keep being unalived one by one, and you're trying to figure out who the killer is, I think you would really like this one. It's a very classic kind of formula for a thriller mystery, and I just love it. Like, I always love that, and it usually is a storyline that sucks me in. So One by One by Ruth Ware, I just really like Ruth Ware's writing. I find that it's really easy to follow. The chapters were really short, like super easy to read. It is dual POV, which I like. And again, it's just that kind of premise that they are stuck at this place. It's about this tech company group that they are staying at this chalet, and there is some skiing in this book. There is like mountains and snow related parts to the storyline. I liked the interactions with the different characters, and you're trying to kind of like figure out what happened. So I have read that some people say it's a little bit too like kind of techie businessy related, but I didn't necessarily feel like it was. I felt like that was just kind of an important part of the storyline, and I liked it. So I really enjoyed this one. I wasn't shocked by this one, but I still really enjoyed it. I liked this book a lot. And I think definitely my standout favorite book for the month is Never Lie by Freida McFadden. This is my first book from Freida McFadden, and I definitely am excited to read more from her because, oh my goodness, this was so good. And I've heard the term popcorn thriller used before, kind of meaning like just a super quick, easy to read thriller that just grips you. You know, not necessarily gonna like change your life or anything, but just like quick and fast to read and fun. This is totally that, where it's really short chapters. Her writing style is really easy to read. There's dialogue, but this had great twists and turns in it. It has a snowy kind of a setting and atmosphere. So it's about this couple that they are searching for the house of their dreams, and they are going to this house that's kind of in a remote area. It's a remote manor, and it was owned by a psychiatrist, a Dr. Hale, and they get stranded there basically at this house that was owned by this psychiatrist. And Trisha, the wife, she discovers this room of all these tapes where Dr. Hale has taped all of her interviews with her clients. And so she starts listening to the tapes and kind of like unraveling this whole story and mystery surrounding Dr. Hale, because Dr. Hale went missing 4 years ago without a trace. So that's kind of what happened there. So she's kind of putting all the clues together as she's listening to these tapes, and it says, and then Trisha reaches the final cassette, the one that reveals the entire horrifying truth. And it was good. Twists and turns, totally shocked me with different things, and it was just so quick and fast and gripping to read. Loved it. And of course, I always like to mention, always check trigger warnings for books, trigger warnings, content warnings, that type of thing. I think that's always a good idea. Okay, those are all my favorites. I hope that you guys really enjoyed this video. Please hit a thumbs up if you did. Let me know down below what you have been loving this month. Makeup, skincare, hair care, fashion, home, books, whatever. I would love to hear your favorites. Let me know that down below. Ask me any questions that you have. I'm happy to answer those. Please subscribe to my channel if you're not already, and I'll see you in my next video. Bye!